Karaman Tawakkul, the youngest person even to win the Nobel Peace Prize, a stronger proponent of human rights and freedom of the prison since 2005, in a country dominated by a proximity and corruption regime. She participated in an organization to protect the early month of 2011 and became a leader voice during the rising. Carmen is a liberal Islamist who has faced harassment and death threats and made the sacrifice to separate from her family, include her 3 children, in order to fight for women's rights and pressing freedom. Carmen was awarded the 2011 Nobel Peace Prize.
She is the first Arab woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize, awarded for her work as a prominent activist and advocate of human rights in Yemen. This afternoon, I spoke to Tawakkul Karman just after she'd had a meeting with the Foreign Secretary, where she urged William Hague to freeze the assets of Yemen's President Ali Abdullah Saleh, the man she has spent the past year trying to oust from power. And here she is, Tawakkul Karman. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. A woman, 32 years old, in a very conservative country, an Arab country. So how has it happened? How is it that you are the Nobel Peace Prize winner?
It's achieving of dreams. It's struggling. It's believing on us, on our ability to change crisis, to change all the problems, to be part of the solution.
Everyone has to believe on the right of other to be different and has to defend on this right, as well as when he defend on his right to be different or on his right to speak. In general, everyone has to defend on the right of expression. So if we defend on this right, I think we can create peace in the world.
Shirin Ebadi is the first former Peace Prize laureate from the Islamic world. She studied at Tehran University, graduated with a law degree in 1871, and she was named Iran's first ever female judge in 1875. However, she and other female judges were forced to resist when Iran became an Islamic republic after the revolution of 1879. She was dismissed. Ebadi opened a legal practice and began to defend people who were being persecuted by the authority. In the years 2000, she was imprisoned herself for having critiqued her country's hierarchy. Shirin Ebadi took up the struggle for fundamental human rights and specifically the rights of the women and children. She co-founded the Association for Supporting of Children's Rights in 1885 and the Human Rights Defender Center in 2001. She took part in the establishment of organizations that placed their issue on the agenda and wrote books proposing amendments to Iran's succession and divorce laws. She also wanted to bring in political power for the celebrating and advocating the separation of religion and state. She became now outside Iran for her classifying with the country's rules.
What builds a person's character is a chain of events that shape that person's life. I personally chose to study law. My father also studied law. I believe in justice, which is why I chose this field, and I decided to defend human rights.
Shirin Ebadi was awarded the 2003 Nobel Peace Prize for her efforts for democracy and human rights. She has focused especially on the struggle for the rights of women and children. For Shirin Ebadi, awakening a sense of compassion and fighting for change are missions that never end.
When I see the sunrise every morning, It reminds me that a night has passed and life goes on. A new life starts every day. This is the life we live.
Born in 12th July 1887 in Pakistan, school, pupil and education activity from the town of Mingero in Sweet District of Pakistan's North Khyber, Pakistan province. She is the defender of the right of the woman, specifically in the Sweet Valley, when the Taliban has a time-banned girl from attending school. At the age of 11-12, she wrote a blog under a pseudonym for the BBC, detailing her life under Taliban's rule, their atmosphere to take control of the valley, and her views on promoting education for girls. We chose her as a candidate for the Nobel Peace Prize 2014. This is for all hardship she endured in order to defend the right of women in Sweet Valley. Example, she was banned from school, she was shot in the hand and the neck in assistance attempted by Taliban government while returning home on school bus, etc. And all for that, she deserved the Nobel Peace Prize 2014.
Welcome back, my guest tonight. She's an advocate for girls' access to education worldwide, is the youngest person ever to be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. Her new book is called I Am Malala, the girl who stood up for education and was shot by the Taliban. You're 16. Where did your love for education come from?
We are human beings, and this is the part of our human nature, that we don't learn the importance of anything until it's snatched from our hands. And when, in Pakistan, when we were stopped from going to school, at that time, I realized that education is very important, and education is the power for women. And that's why the terrorists are afraid of education. They do not want women to get education, because then women would become more powerful.
I have rights. I have the right of education. I have the right to play. I have the right to sing. I have the right to talk. I have the right to go to market. I have the right to speak up.
She's become the voice for girls around the world. In 2011, CNN interviewed Malala Yousafzai, a Pakistani girl who gained international headlines 2 years earlier for speaking out for girls' education through a blog she wrote under a pseudonym.
We are starving for education. For us, it's like a precious gift. It's like a diamond.